Hi there guys, this is Amanda Idleman and I am going to talk you through my article, 10 Things Wives Need to Stop Doing. I mostly thought about myself when I wrote this article and sort of my weaknesses as a wife, things that I've learned over our almost 15 years of marriage. So that was my inspiration. All right, so number one, stop putting your friends over your spouse. Personally, I find it easier sometimes to connect with some of my friends. We're like in the same life mode, so we can empathize a little more easily than, you know, sometimes with my husband. His whole life really truly looks very different from mine. He goes to work every day. He's sort of dealing with those sort of needs. So anyways, sort of finding balance where you have a strong community to lean on, but also, you know, you prioritize communicating with your husband as well is super, super important. Number two is stop being so serious. So I find for myself when I get like in stress mode, or mom mode, or overwhelmed mode, or task get done mode, or really tired mode, or even hungry mode, I am grouchy and serious and like too intense. And that can really bring a lot of tension into our relationship. So I have asked the Lord to help me to just, you know, be a little more fun, take some risks, take life a little more lightheartedly, plan fun things for me and my husband to do so that we can connect in a sort of lower pressure way. So I encourage you guys out there to make sure that you add fun to your calendar. 3, stop resisting being intimate with your husband. Woo! So I think being tired is a huge reason that we can neglect intimacy. At least that seems true in our house. We have 4 kids and like busy lives, and at the end of the day it can be hard to stop and even want to do anything other than go straight to sleep, but it's important to keep that part of your life thriving and going, so make it a priority. Number 4, stop making plans without the input of your husband. I know for our situation, I make most of the plans. You know, I manage the kids' calendars and church things and school things and activities and friend things, but I find that I can on occasion neglect to ask Brent what he feels about all of those things, and that can get in the way of sort of a smooth running house. And it's important for him just to be involved in like what is going on and why are we doing X, Y, and Z. And 5, stop treating your husband like he's useless. So, you know, I think that for us women, we are made with a plan. I mean, I have a 5-year-old daughter, and like out of all my kids, I have 3 boys and 1 girl, and she's like, all right, here's what we need to do, Mom. Like, and boys and everyone else, it's just kind of in us. But sometimes that drive can sort of run over the skills and usefulness of our husbands. So I just encourage you to honor your spouse and lift up, you know, the things that he brings to the table, and work together to figure out, you know, how to handle situations. It can take a little more work for sure, but it's important to keeping you connected and on the same page. Next one is stop retelling events with our husband cast as the fool. Woo! So I think this can be hard too. It's definitely a cultural thing. Like every rom-com out there kind of casts, you know, the husband as a incompetent person. And a lot of our cultural humor has to do with men being the buffoon sort of thing. But I know, especially in my house, my husband really hates this, so I have to work really hard to make sure that I don't kind of paint him in a negative light. And I don't think anyone wants to be painted as the fool. Next one is stop treating your husband like he's a part-time babysitter. Whew. All right, ladies, so this is the truth. We, come into parenthood really with a lot of instincts that drive us. We're mama bears, and it can be a struggle to step back and let your husband sort of do his papa bear thing. I know for us, one thing that helped was when our kids were young, by necessity, I needed to work some nights and weekends, and so me and my husband could trade off with caring for our kids, and that gave him space to really own and learn his role as dad. And now it's been a blessing because I really have no reservations leaving our kiddos with my husband for any amount of time, because he is a wonderful parent, and it's not about him babysitting. It's about him, just doing what he's supposed to do as dad. And we're foster parents, and that has been huge for us to be successful in that role. We, had our now soon-to-be son join our family about 1.5 years ago, and he was a newborn straight from the hospital, and we had so much going on. It's not like you get maternity or paternity leave, like life is happening, and we both shared pretty equally in like the night feedings and the carrying and swaddling and bouncing through that really tough newborn season. And that made all the difference for us. So it wasn't just, we're gonna add to our family, go Amanda, woo. I know at this point, with the amount of kids we have and the amount of stuff we're going on, there's no way we can add to our family without it being like 100% a team effort. So just encourage you to, really uplift the skills of each other and give each other space to bring your unique perspective and talents to, your parenting journey. Stop doing all the chores. I am so guilty of this. I am a busybody. I like to be doing stuff. I like our house to be clean, and it's not easy to keep our house clean with all these people. But I really am trying to give space for my husband or my kids and all of the above to, clean up the dishes after I've already cooked and like served everyone and done all the things, or ask them to put their laundry away, or whatever it is, big or small. But we all live here, we all should be involved in caring for our spaces. Stop feeling bad for taking up space. This is definitely like a super personal one, but in our relationship, I am like ultra feeler, lots of empathy, lots of big emotions, and little self-awareness, so not really a great combination. And my husband is like the opposite. He is very practical minded, low on the empathy scale, and so I have struggled, and we have struggled together, sort of giving each other space and understanding. I have to understand that if I dump every emotion out on him, it's not gonna go well. It's too much for him, but he also has to learn and is learning and growing in the ability to realize that I just feel a lot more and I need to verbally process a little bit more, and that's okay. So anyways, if you're in a similar dynamic, learning to be confident in the gifts and callings that the Lord is giving you is helpful, because for so long I just thought I was broken, honestly, that I just was causing all the problems because I had all the emotions, and that was not helpful. I lived in a lot of guilt and shame, and brought those emotions then into our relationship, which makes things worse. So God had to really, and is continuing to help me own the fact that I have certain needs. I am going to process things a little differently than my husband, and how to share that in a way that's you know, best for both of us. But if I'm confident, that helps us because I can say I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. I think I need this, instead of sort of exploding emotions everywhere and creating a lot of tension because I'm trying not to take up space, but then I can't help it. Stop looking to your husband for things that only God can give you. Another really personal one for me. You know, as we've gone through ups and downs, we've learned and grown so much. But I think I had a lot of disappointment, hurt, all of the above, because when I went through hard things internally, I looked to my husband to, you should just be there. You should just help me make it better. But, you know, that's not actually his job. Only God can do that. And God has really helped me to learn how to turn to him first. Not that I shouldn't express my needs to my husband, but, you know, there are many things that only God can do. And that's an important lesson to learn in life. You know, well, thank you so much for reading and for listening. And I just hope that this helps you think about your marriage in a different way. You know, we're all always learning and growing in our relationships, and it's always a journey, but the Lord is faithful to teach and grow us. All right.